I left school at 17 and went into UCD to do science and maths, and only because a teacher said there'll probably be jobs in computer science, and it was Ireland in the 80s, so jobs were important. And sure enough, I got a job straight out of college. There were jobs in computer science, and I had a lot of fun, lots of graduates, great fun. But you know, when I look back, was it usually motivating? Did I jump out of bed in the morning to go in? No, I didn't, until I started working on a business project. And that was the first time that real people were the customers. So people, you know, in the street who'd buy the product, and I was really interested in who was going to buy it, you know, why do they buy it, et cetera, et cetera. But the company I was with, there was no, you know, if you're in finance, you stayed in finance, if you're in technology. And I'd always followed a science track. So I decided if I wanted to follow that goal, that I was going to have to go back to college full time. So I had myself and my husband had just bought our first home, and didn't have a lot of money, but I gave up my job and went and did a full-time MBA. And decided that the objective with that was, once I did it, I was moving away from technology into the commercial world, and I was moving away from financial services. And first job out of college, out of the MBA, I ticked one of the boxes. I moved away from technology, which was great, so I was on that commercial track. And a year later, I got a chance to move into mobile communications with Eircom. And so that was a complete new industry. And, you know, talk about, it just took off from there. Doing something that you're really interested in, that you're really motivated by, and the difference, you know, and the trajectory for my career since then has been, you know, very fast. And I think it's been about being in the right industry, doing the right thing, you know. So, once I got into telecoms, you know, there's so much going on in telecoms, you know, so it's very hard to resist it. You know, you just get opportunities to do amazing things, build brands, build products, you know, and impact on people's lives as well. So hard to resist it. There's a real need to be optimistic, you know, and tenacious. Like, most of the good things that we do are not that straightforward, and you have to really be willing to to stick at it. I also think you have to be brave. You know, the MBA was a brave move, so you have to take some risks, and even if they don't always work out, I think you have to put your hand up and be brave. I'd also encourage people to ask for help. I was thinking about it in preparing for today. Only once have I been turned down by someone senior where I asked for mentoring or coaching. Generally, my experience is that people actually really want to help, and what happens is people just don't ask them. So again, you know, ask for help, and also get involved in something in the company that's not about your job. You know, so I've been on chairman of sports and social committees. I'm responsible for CSR in Eircom. I was on the board of the Vodafone Foundation. I think that gives people, makes them see it in a different way. It gives you a different perspective. It gives you the opportunity to build different networks, you know, which are also very useful. And even our chairman said recently that when he interviews people, he always asks them, what else do they do? Like, outside your family and your job, what are you involved in? Do you mentor a team in your GA club? Do you know? And again, I'd always encourage people to do that. I've done that all along. It's built great networks for me, and it's made people see me, you know, in different ways, which I think is important. Being part of the management team that is turning Eircom around, and, you know, our desire is to make it a company that we can all be proud to work for, and that the country can be proud of again. And that turnaround has been driven by massive investment. So over 10 years, 2.5 billion, and 700 million of that in fibre. So, you know, we'd already said that we were going to roll fibre out to 1.6 million homes and businesses across the country. And just this week, we've announced that we're taking that a step further and going to roll it out now to 1.9, so a further 300,000 homes and businesses. But the big point about this is you're getting right out now into rural Ireland, like places like Ballinskelligs and Kerry, you know, really out there, you know, into very, very small hamlets and townlands, whatever, you know. So, and we get emails every day from people who are, you know, really want access to broadband because they want to work from home, they want their children to be able to use it, they want to run their business from home. So I suppose to be part of that is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, we've also launched quite recently our solution to the National Broadband Plan. And, you know, when that is rolled out across the country, Ireland will leapfrog the rest of Europe, probably the rest of the world, for the quality of broadband that's available, you know, in rural Ireland across to everybody. And I think that's something to be really proud of. As well as being the MD of Eircom Wholesale, I'm responsible for corporate social responsibility within Eircom. And I suppose one of the pillars of that strategy is our diversity pillar. That Eircom is going to be a welcoming place to work, no matter whether you're male or female, what your sexual orientation is, you know, what your ethnicity is, and that people can be who they are in Eircom, because we believe that will help us to attract the best talent and also get the best out of that talent. I mean, again, we believe that, you know, people who are comfortable in their work environment, you get more out of them. And another sort of big point is, you know, we are the largest telco in Ireland. We have, you know, hundreds of thousands of customers out there, and we need an organisation that is representative of our customer base. You know, so again, I think it's really, really important to get the right people, but to also make sure that we're thinking the way our customers think. And one of the best ways to do that, I think, is to have, you know, your employee mix represent your customer mix. I think people see through lip service. So, for example, we recently joined GLEN, the Gay and Lesbian Equality Network, and, you know, we could just put that badge on the website, but that doesn't mean anything. But what we're actually doing with GLEN, and what GLEN are helping us to do, is to review and rewrite all our HR policies, so that our maternity leave, our, you know, our wedding leave, our pension policies are all reflective of an equal and diverse organisation. So that's when it gets real. That's when people can look at that and say, oh no, this is an organisation that welcomes diversity and does that. I think that's really important. If you don't do it that way, I think people will see through it. They'll see it just as the sticker or the badge that it is. And that's almost worse, I think, than not having the sticker at all. You know, you'd be better off saying, actually, we're not interested in it, you know. And so I think it's really important that you know, you do the real things. You change your policies, you know, you look at your recruitment, you know, you make sure that it's fair and, you know, and balanced, you know. So I think that's where the rubber hits the road, and that's really important that we all do that.